What's good? We back with another one. It's your boy CJ Goodfellow back with Motor City Lions Talk. And the question of Adrian Peterson has arisen again in local Detroit and the media as well. We'll get into it in 1 second. I'm going to, break down the Lions matchup with the Giants a little later in the week because it's a Monday night game. And, see how they stack up a little later in the week. But to get into it, the question was asked in one of the, football Lions thread. Should the Lions, bring in Adrian Peterson? The majority of people said no, and I think I shocked a lot of people by saying yes. I just figured that, I'm sorry, Amir Abdullah is not the guy. Dwayne Washington is not the guy. Theo Reddick in between running the ball is not the guy as a primary runner. And I don't think Zach Zenner is the guy running the ball. I have to see him this season. I just thought he needed to put on about 10 pounds of muscle to carry the load and have the durability. But Adrian Peterson yesterday on a run, looked very good running for almost a first down and then got taken out. That was one of the biggest gripes, about, Adrian Peterson going to New Orleans for me. I know Adrian Peterson killed the Lions over years, but I was a fan of Adrian Peterson since he was at Oklahoma. One of the most explosive workhorse, running backs you can find. And when I say workhorse, he gets stronger as the game goes on, getting carries, and he can catch the ball out the backfield when they give him the opportunity to. And I just figured, a lot of people reaction to the Lions was that, Amir Abdullah was bad Sunday. It came to a point where he wasn't in there for a while. But I think that's, I'm going to hold off. I think that's because the line isn't in sync yet. They haven't created that camaraderie. And, with run blocking, the pass blocking looks excellent. And usually the run blocking comes, first. That's something that really sinks first. And with the Lions, it didn't look good. Even on the right side, the strong side, even though Wagner and TJ Lane had a hell of a game, I think it's really coming down to scheme with the Lions running the ball. I think Adrian Peterson is still a guy who can create his own way and don't need hoes. And that's one of the reasons I think the Lions should acquire Adrian Peterson. I think Adrian Peterson is a bad fit in New Orleans. They do running back by committee. That's where running backs' careers go to die. Chris Ivory left there and had a great year with the Jets. Reggie Bush, I think that shocked his confidence early in the pros. He was never able to grow into what we thought he should be, and I think that's on Sean Payton. Switching in running backs, not letting the running back get a feel for the game and being lethargic. And he killed Mark Ingram's career as well, and is looking to kill Alvin Kamara's career. You can't really, do a running back by committee, getting off topic a little bit, but throw the ball 50 times a game and have 3 running backs on the bench and don't want to run the ball. In Detroit, Adrian Peterson would be the star. I mean, you don't even have to give a draft pickup. You can trade Amir Abdullah straight up for Adrian Peterson. I know a lot of people don't like it, but Abdullah fits what New Orleans does well. I just value Theo Reddick over Amir Abdullah. I'm sorry. Theo Reddick in the passing game is just too valuable. Any other running back can go, because if you get Peterson, you have a north-south running. And that's what we need, I think the line will get better, but I think it's a scheme thing with the Lions when it comes to running the ball. I don't know if they pull right or what's going on. They got 2 of the better run blockers on their right side. I just don't understand why they can't run the ball. Like I said, I really think it's a scheme thing. I really think they need to bring in a run game advisor from the outside and run the ball. But if you put Adrian Peterson there, and that's kind of like the last stance thing with him, I give him one more chance before we overhaul the run game and bring somebody from the outside that can show what we doing wrong. I think that's what it is. And I wouldn't have any problem giving up Amir Abdullah, Zach Zenner, Dwayne Washington, and a late draft pick or a possible, one or the other. Or both. I'll give up a late draft pick and do that. Because the Lions have an opportunity to really capitalize on the division that's kind of up in the air. I know Minnesota looked good last night, but that's versus New Orleans. They on a decline. Young defense, old quarterback. Green Bay looked, lethargic versus Seattle, but that's Seattle. But, their defense makes Seattle look bad for the simple fact that Seattle can't protect the quarterback and they can't run the ball. So we'll see what they made of next week in Atlanta. In Chicago, they look good on defense, but the offense is, it is what it is. They lost Kevin White for the year. I think he's a bust. He's done out of West Virginia. So I'm definitely a proponent of them making this trade. Get Adrian Peterson here before the New York Giants do. And let this dude just see what he got left. You're not losing nothing. Amir Abdullah, probably won't be anything in his offense. He's probably going to be injured soon or far fumbling the ball. So get something while you can get something for him, in my opinion. I might be in the minority, but let me know what you guys think. We gone.